Good morning. It's May 9th, 2018, Wednesday morning. Um, I was just watching a review of last night's War Room on InfoWars with Owen Schroyer, and he was discussing the Electoral College and Connecticut's decision to award its electoral votes instead of to the individual who wins that state. They're going to give them to the person who wins the popular vote across the country. So they have essentially, not only have they taken the vote for president from the people of Connecticut, um, but they've taken a chip out of the United States Constitution and the constitutional republic. We hear every day from people on the left and the right in news media and in DC and across the country that we are a democracy. We have it drilled down our throats multiple times a day that we're a democracy. Um, thing is, if you've read your history books and you understand the Constitution, we are not a democracy. The framers were skeptical of a democracy, of making us a democracy, because a democracy is rule of the majority, and it always falls because it's mob rule. If the majority says everybody must jump off a bridge, everybody must jump off a bridge. Okay? And the framers were against that for good reason. So they created a system that was based around, for at least for the presidency, based around the Electoral College, um, and that made it so that big states and big cities with big populations could not dominate the rest of the country. Smaller states with smaller populations. It keeps us from devolving into a, hold on, hello, when is it? All right, I guess 9:20, or yeah, 9:20. All right, bye. Sorry about that. But anyways, um, we are no longer, without the Electoral College, we are a straight democracy, which the framers did not want, and the Constitution does not support. And states like California and New York State, and their cities, their big cities across the country, but mainly like uh, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City. Um, they rule the country. So Connecticut is basically ceding its citizens' votes and spitting on the Constitution and giving people who live in the big cities the decision on who is going to be the president of the United States, who's going to get their electoral votes. The electoral college means nothing if you're going to go outside the borders of your state. You're going to disregard your citizens' choice and go with whoever wins the nationwide popular vote, which, as we're saying, is really not the nationwide vote. It's the vote of certain big populations, big cities, and it's unconstitutional. And I expect and I hope that somebody is going to challenge it in federal court. If it's challenged in federal court, it will never survive, and it shouldn't survive. It's a strike right at the heart of the United States Constitution. It kills it. If I mean, Connecticut's a small state, but it can make a difference. And if the precedent is set, whereas they can do this, other states will follow. Other liberal states will follow. Bigger states that have more electoral votes, and they will tip the balance. So I mean, if the electoral college stays as it is, and national sentiment stays as it is today, we know President Trump will be president for 8 years. He will win in 2020. But if this is allowed to stand and other states follow, they can overrule our will, overrule constitutional law. I mean, it's bad enough that they commit fraud every presidential election cycle in state races, that go to D.C., the Senate, Congress, and whatever. They cheat on these all the time. Republicans and Democrats, mostly Democrats, but those you see is that we call rhinos. I mean, they do it too. I mean, that's why despite having Congress and the Senate, President Trump has to fight and scratch for everything that we sent him to D.C. to do. So I hope that somebody somewhere takes this up, takes it to federal court, because if they don't, the Constitution is dead, Republic's dead, and we're going to go down into the socialist hole. Um, and everything that we're doing here with President Trump, everything that we can do in the future will be just destroyed. It'll just go away. So um, people better let their voices be heard, and call your congressman, your senator, and let them know that this cannot stand. It must be challenged in the federal court. Demand that it be challenged.